Hello there guys, welcome to another Unreal Engine 4 tutorial. So in this one we're going to be taking a look at getting our AI to attack. But firstly, before we do that, I need to apologize. In the last video there was a little bit of a mistake, so I'm just going to show you how to rectify that. So in your tutorial tree it will look something like this at present. We need to move a few of these nodes around and change what some of them do just to make this a little bit cleaner. And this will also help us set up for getting our AI to attack. So we want to move these three down, and in between here we're going to add a composite node of type sequence, and we're going to connect all three of these nodes up to that sequence node like so. We also want to add another composite node of type sequence over here, which we will just leave there for now. That's where we'll be doing our attacking logic. So over here, where this is a sequence, this basically wanted to be a selector. So I'll plumb this into here and plumb these down into like this and get rid of the sequence. And basically the blackboard based condition for this guy wants to move up to this selector like so. So let me just talk you through that. So basically it's going to check, a selector is going to come over here, it's going to see that it's not set, so it's going to run the leftmost one first. So if this is set, it will go to the last known location. If not, it will just do the random roaming. When we can see the player, we'll jump over here and we'll do this sequence of focusing on the player and moving to them. And when we actually reach them, we'll step all the way out of this sequence and come over here to our attack sequence now. So let's go ahead and get started on creating this attack sequence. So we're going to need to create a new task. So I'll head back in here actually and make a new task of blueprint base. And we're going to jump out and we're going to go ahead and rename that to attack animation. Now there are multiple levels to attacking. Obviously we can apply damage, we can do all those kinds of things, but we're just going to play the animation for today. So we create the attack animation over here, and we're going to do that by first of all obviously getting our execute event receive execute. We're going to cast that to our tut controller, and from there we need to pause in here for a moment, step out and actually go into our zombie itself. In here we're going to need to create another custom event, and we're going to name this one attack. And what this is going to do is this is going to play an animation on the mesh. So you see we actually have the mesh here. I'm going to play an animation on it, and for me I'm going to use the, let's see what we have a goblin sword slash. That's perfect. So what I need to do is just double check something here. So I'm going to step on out over to my meshes over here, so the Mixamo anim starter pack, find the goblin, his anims and his sword slash, and I can see there that the sequence length is 1.50000. So what I need to do is make a delay to the same length, so that's 1.5. After that has been completed, I need to set the animation mode on the mesh to use the animation blueprint again. So we have this attack method that we've just created here now. So I actually need somewhere to call that from, and we're going to call that from the controller. So let's jump into the controller and let's create another custom event, and we're going to name this one attack, and that's simply going to get a reference to the zombie that this controller is possessing, and we're going to call attack on there. And that's all we need to do inside this bit. So back to our task. So we have our zombie there, that's that complete. We have the controller, and we're going to jump back into that class we were making over here. So once we've cast to our controller, we're simply going to call attack function on that controller, because remember we made the function in both the character itself and the controller that's possessing it, but we want to call the one in the controller, and then we want to add a delay on here of 1.5 seconds, so matching the time it takes to actually play that attack animation. And then of course, as always, we're going to end it with a finish execute, and we're going to tick that success box. So let's go ahead and compile, minimize this, and take a look at our results. Oops, it seems I've left my development AI in the world. I'll get rid of that and drop in the one that we've been working on. And you can see him start to walk around there now. So when he catches sight of me, he should run at me. And when he gets close enough, hopefully he will... Oops, okay, it seems to have an issue, and I know exactly what's gone wrong here. I forgot to plumb it in inside the tutorial, inside the behavior tree. So off this sequence over here, we're going to drag down, open tasks, and get the attack animation. I should have named that attack animation tut. I'll just do that real quick now. Just stick a tut on the end of there. Just keep all my names the same. So that's attack animation tut, that's right. And that's just going to play that over there. So let's go ahead and play it again. And see what result we get this time. Now it's actually plumbed in to his behavior tree. So he should run at me, do an attack, and then if he sees me, he'll carry on coming at me. And he'll do another attack. So just one thing to mention, something that was actually pointed out to me by another YouTube user, is inside the zombie itself, inside the details up here, if you just type in your, this box will be ticked by default. So if we untick this box and also come over to the character movement, and there's something else to type in here. Orient rotation, that was it. Orient rotation to movement. So you want to tick this box as well, and that just makes them a little bit smoother. So I'm going to untick that and change this one to yaw and retick that, and just show you the difference here. So I'm going to minimize that. Whoops, I don't want to minimize that one. Sorry, it's getting a bit late and I'm very clearly losing my mind. So I have the AI that we've been working on, and I'm also going to go ahead and drop in my development AI. And what we'll do is we'll see that the difference between the way that they both move. So this one will take corners better. My development one will take corners better than that one, and it won't strafe as much. You see, it'll turn the corners properly, whereas the goblin will sort of... It's best to demonstrate it on the upper levels, I think, where we can actually see them turning. But you see how he strafes there, the goblin, whereas the development one will run in straight lines after me and turn properly. That's due to those settings that we just changed. So once again, over in here, that's unticking the use controller rotation yaw, and inside character movement, I believe it was orient rotation to movement, tick that. And now we should see, I need to stop doing that. Now we should see that they both come at me quite smoothly. So they both spotted me, and now they'll both take those corners as you would expect. So that's going to wrap up this video, guys. Thanks very much for watching. As always, if you haven't subscribed already, don't forget to subscribe. Give the video a thumbs up if this has helped you out, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you'd like to see next. Thanks, guys, and as always, I'll see you in the next video.